G'day guys, it's Calvin, Jason from the Cartoon Company. We're looking at this ute that has a little bit of a history. And many years ago this was a really tidy ute. And it came to me in 2012 and I did a little bit of wiring on it. And it's changed hands a few times. And we are going to sort a few little issues. So one of the first things we do is we had a chat to the customer about what it's doing, and we have a bit of an assessment. We can see it's got bigger injectors in it. And it's time for injector plugs. Back when this was done, it didn't get injector plugs. This was 2012, Jace. I did this, 2012. You remember it?
Yeah.
You know what I remember about it? I remember taking the drill and drilling holes in the perfectly mint dash to fit that tacho. I cringed, but I did it. Right, because I wired it many moons ago, it happens to have up under here a little adapter for the diagnostics. Okay, I've got IGF1 for codes, IGF2, intake temp signal, airflow meter signal, speed signal, which is normal on these because it's a 40-40-40 Sora, and sub throttle position sensor. My dog is chasing something. What are we going to do?
Clear the codes.
Clear the codes. So to clear codes, we just pull the EFI fuse out. How many things have you unplugged? When was the battery last off it?
Maybe a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, okay, so taking the EFI fuse out clears the ECU.
Oh, yeah.
So we want to know when the codes are clear. If anyone unplugs anything under here, then it can throw codes and then it comes up. So we clear it, so it's new, so it's fresh. When we go for a drive, we see what comes up. Igniters can be lead issues, coil issues. I see it's got a new coil down that side.
No, they don't look too old either.
Yeah, that coil's been replaced. That was done before you bought it?
Yeah. Leads in 91.
Leads in 91. The igniters feel tight, not like the earthing problems like we had on the last one. That was a nice easy fix. I'll just recheck those codes, check it's clean. Okay, so there's no fault codes. So right now, there's nothing, no fault codes at all. Hit the go button to start it up for us. The button's pushed, which is good. So apparently it comes up and it just feels like it doesn't want to go anymore. I've got a bit of oil around the back of this baffle plate. This has got the Toyota box, a W series Toyota box in it, eh? I think. Wonder if that's still in there. It is?
W154?
So you've got an R154?
Yeah.
And you've got a W58.
Oh, yeah.
So the W57, W58, W55. So it was a small box. It was the W.
Yep.
I can't quite see whether the drain plug is. So the drain plug on an R box is to the chassis rail across sideways, and on a W box is up and down. Careful of the guard. throttle. I've got 80% on throttle, so I've got throttle, but my airflow meter just turns to shit. What do we got on the check light now?
Flashing.
Yep.
Like codes.
Yep. Count them.
It's not dry
One,
here. 1,
2, 3, 4. 42 speed sensor.
5, 6, 7, 47.
47 sub TPS. Not a problem. Then I can take it out.
If the scan tool, what keep reading it? I'm trying to drive. Yeah, let's see, I get the 60k.
Nothing's come up for airflow meter.
Did feel misfiring coming at the bottom of the hill.
I agree. I reckon we just start plugs and leads. Do I put the ECU in just to test it on the way? Because I don't think it's going to make a difference.
Sure or not.
I think it's just dropping half the banks.
Yeah.
I'll bang an ECU in, just turn it off. I'll bang an ECU in, we'll just test drive it, but I don't think that's the issue. .141 crown, wide ECU. Thanks to Josh at Relentless, we're putting in a SC400 ECU. See if it goes. Still runs. Still feels misfiring. Up to the beginning, and we'll go up to the next turnaround and we'll come back. Still doing it. Like I thought.
They fixed it.
This one made the oxygen sensors work. Oxygen sensors is now working. Righto. We'll go back to shop, do plugs and leads, compression test it.
I've got to put one up, but I need to.
You don't need to pop the bonnet, guys. Okay. We're going to do check plugs and leads. We'll do a compression test on it. And we'll just keep an eye out for whatever else we see as we're going through it. I don't like the big injectors in it, but I don't think they're the problem. So here's your ECU. Okay. So if you look at the base of that cap there,
Yeah.
see how there's gunge coming out onto the board?
Yeah.
That's leaking. And this one here, that one there,
Yep.
spewing out on the board as well.
Okay.
So both of those have got issues. So that that ECU, whilst it's not the biggest part of your problem,
It's buggered.
it's buggered.
Yep.
Okay, so that's stuffed. That back cap is, that one there is really bad. Right. Okay, so that's stuffed.
Yep.
Often the one underneath here's also buggers out. Yeah, that one down there, and that one's buggered as well. That one there.
Oh yeah.
Leakage on the board, so that's fucked. It was a Virgin. I had to pry the lid off, but no one had been in there before.
Yeah.
Just wait. Let me get. Just give it. Just wait. Just wait.
Hold up.
Before we crank it, let me get. Oh, we've got to put the temp sensor
Through
through the leads. Jason, I'm gonna upset your screwdriver. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Pass me that other lead. Thank you.
Crank it. Oh, make sure.
Solve that problem. Oh.
Make sure it's out gear. Make just wiggle the gear shifter. No, the shifter. Yep. Crank it. Yep. 150 something or other.
Good. Works well with the ECU unplugged to stop the sparks. I'll go get plugs and leads. And I'll run over the tablet cover bolts too, eh? I want to look at these terminals in here, the wiring in this area, because they corrode. The plugs in there corrode. Do I rate old Yeller? Again. Because I know they work.
Oh, this has still got water attached to it.
Yeah, it's still got water.
That's dumb. Where'd they go?
I moved them.
Oh.
That's why you can't find them, because I moved them.
These ones.
These ones?
These ones?
These ones?
These ones.
These ones? Wait, let me pop this. Pop. So it's not green in here, but it's green in here.
That's why you put the antifreeze.
I was going to do an in-place ISC rebuild. Yeah.
What's that part there?
So that's the IAC,
Yep.
IAC valve. So I'm going to bang some bearings in it. So normally we take it right off to do the job,
Yeah.
but we're not taking it off to do the job today.
Yeah.
Well, we could, Jason, we could water delete here and at the back if you want.
I just put a bung over it.
Just put a bung over it.
Why can't you just put a bung in there?
I have a 10mm bung.
Ah, okay.
We have a welder.
When I get the welder out, I'll buzz it up.
These are bearings, they get dry.
Yeah. Loud, noisy bearing. Is that just not removing something from the lane?
Basically, they have water running through the. They take water out of the back of the block through the throttle body, and then it's for cold climates, but it's not cold enough here.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. It doesn't make any noise now.
Is that brand new?
Like a brand new one. We might clean the gunge off your pintle.
Yeah.
We even call it by its proper name. Pintle.
No one wants a Kenji pintle.
Something new every day.
The idle speed on these are actually a dumb system.
Yeah.
And I don't mean it literally dumb. What I mean is there's no feedback. So the computer winds up number of steps. It says, with everything running perfect, it should idle at this number of steps.
Yeah.
And that's what it does. So that's when you get to stalling, because there's other things that aren't right in the system.
Alright.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's...
Off you fuck. You go. Fixed.
it doesn't have a nice feedback in it to say, hey, you need to start targeting different numbers.
Yeah.
It just goes,
This number.
100 steps should be correct.
Yeah.
Don't want this number.
You remind me of half my mates.
Yep.
So now our pinto's nice and clean. Pinto's clean, now, Jess?
Yeah, you're sticking in a dirty hole though. Come on. Oh no.
Oh man, that's the, you don't want to drop that piece. I don't think it hit the ground, eh?
I think it did.
You think it did?
I don't know, I didn't drop it. For once.
Thanks. No, I don't think it hit the ground.
Oh well.
Alright.
Keep rocking.
I have a spare. That's it. You don't drop that washer. Yeah, so some of these green ones have had seals put on them and some haven't.
What do you reckon? Because just because they don't run them.
Oh, I know someone obviously thought more fuel means more power.
Yeah.
When these run rich at the top end anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
I'll get a bit of lube to the top of these. And they have had new seals on this one.
Yeah.
Old yellow's been rated, yes.
I'm
I'm just throwing shit on the ground all day. It's just one of those days. I'm just going to throw shit on the ground. You're just going to lick it, Chase.
Let's put it on. Eggs that was close. Oop.
I can lube them for you. Yeah.
They'll drop me.
I'll drop it, eh? Have I already dropped a seal? I have too.
I know.
Not your day today, is it?
No.
It's only me that drops everything.
Oh no, I've already put on that injector. We're good. Saw it.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them. There's some hiding.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a collection. I missed out on one on the weekend.
Yeah.
They're building up. It's had some water through this. There's a bit of a... Hey, what are you doing? One was in place. Why are you pushing on yours now?
Why keep popping out of place with you pushing on yours?
I'll put my nuts on.
Well, my nuts on.
You put your nuts on. You just stick to your own nuts. I'm really struggling with that 13mm nut on the front there. My OCD's getting me, eh? And I have to change it, put a 12mm on it. I'm putting new injector plugs on it, because your old ones are broken and ugly and yucky. I'm expecting an injector to actually get fired properly with a plug that's not actually plugged in properly.
On 17, so you can tighten up your thing.
Yes, you can. Just means I have to work fast.
And click.
I've been waiting a while to try and get it running, but hopefully this solves the problem.
No, hopefully. We'll solve it.
Yeah.
What's happening here?
Ready?
Yep. Yeah, pop a little bit of water in it. Something's up with the throttle cable. It's actually holding the throttle on. It idles down like it should. Just it's really quiet. I can't hear the popping anymore. Pop, 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 pop. You notice it's also that the lots of the ticking is gone? Like that real loud, harsh ticking? Because of those big injectors. Quieten it down. Well, I think another driver's in order. We'll see if we sorted it or whether we need to do some more. Oh, I want to tighten up those earths. That sounds better, eh?
Yeah.
There's another one of those dual fuel pressure regulator systems. So we got the fuel pressure regulator here, and we got the fuel pressure regulator there. You've got to have the two fuel pressure regulators. No, there's definitely a reg in there. That one is not needed. You take it off. We'll check if that one is actually still in there. I'd say it is. Do it. Sean suggested it was a little bit thirsty before.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw those bigger injectors would contribute to that, and I was like, yes.
Do you think the bigger injectors might have contributed to poor fuel consumption?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So putting in, going 75%, 75 cc's, 75 cc's over 250, it's like a third bigger.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they're already rich at the top end.
And yeah, they already go way rich.
Yep.
I'm actually pretty proud of this, to tell you the truth. It looks pretty good in the wiring for 8 years old. 8 years ago when I did it, up through there, and it was done on a budget. We were on a little bit of a budget. So it was where the guy went off the road years and years ago, was on this corner here. So he's coming through here and he went straight off there. Okay, straight down there. And 23 years sitting in his car.
Is it a misfire anymore?
Have you got 91 fuel in it?
28.
Yeah, I've got 98.
Yep.
Well, that's good. That's what it likes. Around the corners. How many times have you driven this way?
Oh, heaps. Over there yesterday, yeah. Well,
How's that feeling?
pretty good.
Feels pretty good.
Trying to do the big load up like the hill.
How's that feeling back there?
Yeah, it feels pretty good.
It's a little bit droney, this one, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, slow down.
Slowing down.
60 k's.
It's not cutting it around, you know, so it's good sign.
They pulled away there fine. We might pull over fit his ECU that we know needs work. And you put it on the list that it needs an ECU. It really, it does need it. Okay? Or you put the money and we do a plug-in link. I'd have to price it up to get that for you. But we can use a Supra link, and I know the loom's in reasonable condition, and I know the wiring's correct, so we can flick a couple of wires around and plug it in. Okay? Depends on where you want to go. If you want to put cams in and want to do other stuff. I should have bought my Mines ECU. Should have plugged my Mines ECU in. See how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want me to change the ECU with it while it's running?
Yeah, just you do it. Go on.
Okay, so this is your ECU back in.
Yeah.
And definitely, it definitely needs repair. Like, out of those capacitors, right?
Yeah.
If you imagine, it's like battery acid.
Mounting onto the board.
Okay, so we might have it east. We know everything else is good. We know everything else runs properly now.
Yeah.
We'll go up to the pig hunting. Up to our pig hunting spot.
Doesn't go as good.
Doesn't go as good.
Found it in that second gear, eh?
It doesn't go as good. But the other reason you reckon it feels dumb.
Just like that.
Yeah, flat.
Yeah, way flatter, eh? Look at that. It doesn't misfire with this one. It just doesn't go as clean and smooth.
Sound different than the exhaust too.
It just shows that, without doing the whole job, you only get half of the result by doing half the job, don't you? This one, the ECU still runs it, somewhat okay, but not as nearly as clean. So this is your first proper drive with it running properly?
Yeah.
It kind of had feelings like it wanted to go properly beforehand every now and again, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then it would just turn to shit.
So you ease into it and then it'll go good.
Yeah.
Without easing into it, you put your foot flat and so it just goes.
But now it goes properly like it should.
Yeah.
Well, closer.
The ECU definitely be running at it because you can feel it. You know, you hit gas in a second,
Yep.
then it cuts, it doesn't go anywhere else. You hit third and it kind of just slowly creeps into it.
Yep.
But the other ECU, you can feel it just kind of.
Do you want us to plug another ECU in so you can drive it with the other ECU?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just, there's a spot you can pull over. It's a little bit further down. Yeah, it'll be a spot. It's right off the road. I'll plug the good ECU in for you.
Cool.
Yeah, that's noticeably better back here, eh?
Yeah.
Way better. So that one was done by Josh over in the USA. Josh at Relentless, he rebuilt that one.
Feels way better.
So it's actually a US spec one.
The exhaust stones. There's a heap difference too.
Yep.
We're gonna try to burn some sense of this now.
The auction sensors.
Yeah.
Ain't you single wires in this one?
I'm not sure because this could have been a crown wiring loop, but it's only got a single wire. I mean, it's got the 4-wire plug at the front, which indicates it's a Sora loom that's had a crown ECU plugged into it, but it's now back to a Sora ECU, so it's probably got single wires. Single wire auction sensors. So the early ones had single wire and the late ones had 4-wire. The later ones. So I'm pretty sure this is going to have single wire auction sensors. It won't make a massive difference, but it'll make a little bit of difference, like a 5% saving on your fuel economy, and just make it a little bit smoother when you're cruising. Full Nana, it won't make any difference at all. Okay? And I think you'd pick it up. It'll be just that little bit smoother, a little bit nicer. It's much nicer. So yeah, the guy was hammering through here, right?
Yeah.
He'd had a fight with his girlfriend and a Mark III Cortina. Well, no, he was driving a Mark III Cortina, and then he just pretty much from here he went straight somewhere around here. He failed to go round this corner.
Was it night time?
I don't know. I think it was a wet, stormy. Oh no, it might be the next corner. He came through here, and it was this corner here. He just failed to make around that corner, and he just went off the edge. He ended up down in the scrub.
Through there, yeah.
Somewhere, yeah. But 20 odd years ago, or probably 30 years ago now, it was a whole lot different.
It's interesting that your driveway comes back up this way, this far.
Comes a long way back, eh?
Yeah, you don't really realise it.
Well, it's a K down and a K up.
Yeah.
It's a K to the bottom.
It comes back this way, yeah.
Yeah. That's much better, eh?
Yeah, I love it.
Much nicer. Not just leads or just screwing all over the place.
Yeah.
Kind of works. All right.
The whole shebang.
Good to meet you.
See you, man. Cheers.
Good one. Send me those injectors back and have a good time. Hope it doesn't use 1 million litres of fuel. It'd be lovely. It'd be lovely. Cool, mate.
See you, man.
Drive safe.
See you later, Jason.
Cut everything off the bonnet. He's been with us, he's been in our workshop too long already. Cheeky shit. It sounds way better, eh? Just like a way different vehicle.